Another day's in the books, ladies and gentlemen, and guess what? We had another red day for SoFi, and honestly, man, SoFi's price action has been underwhelming over the last week, and honestly, last couple of weeks, so we have to break down the price action here, what I'm seeing, and go over the indices, which, oh, by the way, guys, they were all red earlier in the day, and we ended up having a green day. Let's dive into it. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates. My private Discord, that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stasurfest.com/Patreon. And now let's dive into it. So again, SoFi's price action, man, has been so boring, lackluster, whatever you want to call it. We've been flat now for weeks at this point. Well, maybe not that many. I guess, yeah, 3 weeks going on 4 ever since earnings came out. So I guess it is a good sign that we're flat, that we're consolidating. But, at the same time, we are making subtle lower highs into this, I would say 15 to 1550 support, and we're hanging on by a thread. In fact, a couple of days ago, I'm sure you guys saw, we hit the mid-high 14s. Yeah, we hit 1490 back on the 19th. A couple of days ago, that was on, Tuesday? So we're already seeing the pressure, the selling pressure getting through 15. That's not ideal in the short term. And yeah, we had a decent run yesterday. I'm not sure if we made a video yesterday, but we popped a little bit yesterday, and today we made a little higher low here, but we still had a red day. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, we're not breaking out by any stretch of the imagination, nor are we close to it. You know what I mean? You can see it here on the 1 hour. We're seeing that descending triangle still, and that trend line, again, making lower highs, that's intact, and we're nowhere really near breaking out here. So this stock, it's been in a rut ever since earnings, and I figured it would rebound by now, but it's clear that it wants to go a lot lower, and that's why I've been saying, $12, $13. Every day I look at it, I'm like, is today the day the bulls are going to prove me wrong? Is today the day? But it hasn't been that day. It hasn't. That day is nowhere on the horizon, it seems like, either, right? So until SoFi really breaks out of, honestly, $17, $18, the bulls are nowhere to be found, and they're not going to be anywhere to be found. So it's another disappointing day. 0.25% red day. It's slowly bleeding out, and once it takes out $14.80, $15, which it started to a couple days ago, I'm still sticking at $12, $13. I think it's gonna sell off pretty aggressively, quite frankly. I think it's gonna be a quick sell-off, and expect more buying from Noto. Expect more buying probably from other people in the management team, and from your boy right here, Stas. I'm waiting to buy some shares in that ballpark. So it was a rough day for SoFi, but the entire market rebounded. You guys can see the S&P, looking at SPY, went up about 0.25%, and we can see right here, if I zoom in on the 20-day chart, what we're noticing is actually the 30-minute. You guys can see an inverse head and shoulders, and we're starting to now break through 742, and this cup and handle is also starting to play out. And I think if this fully breaks through here, which it's starting, I think we'll be able to fill the gap to 749, 750. That's kind of where we're going here, guys, which means all-time highs, they're right around the corner, as now we're noticing a golden cross on this 30-minute chart, and we're breaking through these moving averages. Same thing on the Qs, we have that clear inverse head and shoulders, cup and handle as well. We're starting to take out 715. We almost closed over it. We actually got to 717 earlier in the day. So clearly momentum's building up there. And ultimately, come on, do you guys disagree? I mean, am I the only one that sees this going to 722? Maybe even tomorrow, early next week, I can see that easily happening. We also have a golden cross on this time frame. We're above the 50 and the 180 moving averages. So the Qs look good. bulls are, coming back alive here after a couple of days of hibernation. Same thing on SPY and the Dow Jones. Let's pull the Dow up. Can't forget the Dow, guys. This is breaking through 50K like no other. And the cup and handle we talked about on the Dow, we've been pounding the table on this, right? The cup and handle is finally starting to play out, and this is about to hit all-time highs. It's been lagging a little bit. The last time the Dow hit all-time highs was over 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago. So now we're seeing the cup and handle play out, and we're about 300 points away from that all-time high. I love it. I love it, guys. So Dow's right there. Russell, I think, is also pretty much right there. This saw a bit of a drawdown from 28.88 down to about 27.20, about a 5-6% drawdown, and now we're coming back up, breaking back over this 50 moving average. We had an almost 1% green day today, and it's starting to gain some momentum, guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of these indices were at all-time highs again pretty soon here, man. Honestly, I think that's where we're headed. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And we had some rough movement in other stocks today. We talked a lot about the AI stocks today. A lot of those rebounded, but the software stocks, man, got obliterated. Intuit went down 20% today. And what do you know? This descending triangle that we called out played out. So this is what could happen. Maybe not this drastically, but this is what could happen on SoFi. We could get that triangle to play out, and it could go lower, $12-13. Like I said, Intuit, it fell through 360, and man, it got down to 307 like that, down 20% today. $75 in the red. Unreal. They reported earnings, and their earnings were rough, I believe. I forget exactly what they did. EPS adjusted of $12.80. That beat the $12.28 expected. Okay, that's not bad. Sales $8.55 billion versus $8.53, so they double beat actually, and they raised their guidance for full year 26. So maybe their sales or maybe their earnings weren't that bad. We can see adjusted EPS guidance $22.98 to $23.18. They upped it to now $23.80 to $23.85 versus $23.20 expected on revenue of $21.34 billion to $21.37 billion versus the $21.23 billion. So, man, they beat EPS, beat revenue, they upped their guidance, and I'm sure I'm missing something here. It looks like here 17% workforce reduction, and they're cutting jobs. They're laying off people, it looks like here. So that's saving money on the bottom line. Looks like we have a lot of outperform, overweight, buy ratings, buy rating, equal weight. But man, this goes to show that these companies can report good numbers, but the sentiment around these software stocks, it's at an all-time low. They can report great numbers, boom, the stock's down 20%. And yeah, I'm probably missing something, but those headline numbers were great, and it just can't hold anything. These stocks can't hold any support levels. So this is why I've been saying I am not bottom fishing in these software stocks. I've been saying this for months. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm buying Intuit, I'm buying Adobe, I'm buying CRM, I'm buying ServiceNow is a popular one. I'm not buying any of these. I don't want any parts in any of these, not because they're bad businesses, they're getting disrupted by AI, all of them, it's because they could go down another 20%, just like this. I'm sure people were buying here thinking it's the bottom. Now, boom, you eat a 20% loss. So I'm not looking to bottom fish here, bottom, whatever you call it, right? I'm going to wait this one out, and for me, I'm not that I'm chasing, but I'm looking for stocks that are, first of all, not in the software space personally right now. I'm looking for stocks that are in uptrends, that are actually momentum names right now. For me, I'm in a lot of these AI chip stocks. I'm in a lot of these big tech stocks. That's where I'm at, and I've been making good money this year. The portfolio's crushing it, and let's say I was trying to chase all these software stocks, trying to get the bottom, things will not be so pretty. Now, could you chase, quote unquote, chase or buy these software stocks with maybe some of your portfolio, a small amount? Go for it, right? But some people are going overboard. You guys got to realize I'm in the finance trading community, right? On YouTube, on all these platforms, I see a lot and I talk to a lot of people. People are going too heavy in these stocks and they're getting destroyed and they're learning lessons, right? Sometimes you can't chase a downtrend too much. It's going to run away from you. Look at this stock. It's down from $813 to $300. That's 60% in about a year, less than a year. That is insane, right? Stocks like, ServiceNow, that one's popular right now. It ran to about $110. Now we're back under 100. It's still not out of this downtrend. And when you pull the layers back, it is down so much from highs, right? 60%. And I'm not saying these aren't opportunities, right? They very well could be, but there could be a lot more downside before they even bottom and even think to start reversing. You know what I mean? That's where we're at. For these stocks to really start going back towards, forget the all-time highs, but for them to see any meaningful runs, the sentiment has to change big time. And right now, the AI fear, the AI risk is so high for all these that I just don't see anything in the short term here changing that. So for me, I'm like, why am I investing? Why would I invest or try and bottom fish in these AI or these stocks that are being potentially disrupted by AI, right? Why wouldn't I just go invest in the companies making the AI or, providing the chips for the AI or the infrastructure or the manufacturing or all that stuff? I much rather invest on that side than these companies that all their valuations are being compressed because of the risk of AI. I'm just not interested right now. So a bit of a rant there on the software names, but that's where I'm at on them, guys. And we might as well wrap the video up there. It went from a SoFi video to a software stock video, but that's where my head's at. Where's your head at? Let me know in the comments, guys. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and feel free to join my Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my trades, investments. If you want to be a part of my private Discord, all of that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.